So today we're going to do what do you call this? Given some information, we would like to find the function, the linear function. So this is what I wanted to do. Okay, before we start, I want to make a comment. Now, with regard to the name, all right, I told you last time, when you put down your names here, not just here in Zoom, later on classroom, and in the WhatsApp, I would like you to put your full name as per your class list. For example, macam ni, Siti Nur Farhana. So this is your full name. All right. I don't want you to put like this. Taha Abdul. Taha Abdul, are we here? Taha Abdul 02. What is this? You know, I don't know.
No. This is
know.
my other email.
No, you don't put. Did you understand what I said?
Yeah, I understand you.
As per your class list. Okay, exactly like in that order. Okay. So if your name as per class list is Taha Abdul Latif Muhammad, then put like that. If in the class list, your name that is appearing first is Abdul Latif, then you have to put Abdul Latif first. Okay? So go exactly as the class list. So that is easy for me, you know. It's easy for me to refer. To refer to your class list, I want to record your marks, easy for me. All right? Okay. So put your actual name in the order of your name as per class list. Okay, who is this guy? Asus ni. Okay, Asus, I don't recognize you. You shouldn't be here. If your name is Asus, I do not know who the hell is this. Okay, so put your real name. Ni Asus. Who is this Asus? Asus, anybody? Asus, are you here? Asus, are you here? All right, I don't want your nickname. Okay, that is not my interest. Because I'm not interested in your nickname. We are here for class, for academic. All right. Now, Asus, I'm asking you, are you here? If Asus is not here, then you know, admin. Siapa admin? Abu Bakar. Take this guy out. You know, if he's not in the class, take him out. This name ni apa?
Okay.
Huh?
I will.
Ni siapa nama ni? Asus ni. Nama apa?
Tak pasti ya siapa ni.
Like other people, at least you know there is a sign benda ni kan, microphone mute kode. Yang ni tak ada benda. So Asus ni tak tahu ada orang ke tak ada orang. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I would like you to put your picture. Okay, your picture betul-betul punya picture. Macam ni, macam Tuan Muhammad. Or macam Nur Azlina. Alright, put your real picture so that I can recognize you. Otherwise, you know, we have online class. I don't see you, you don't see me. I do not know, you know. I do not know you, you don't know me. So the only way to recognize my students is to have your real picture here. Okay. Don't put a picture of a bird, you know, flower, things like that. Put your real picture. Selfie lah satu picture. So if you have not done that, I would like you to, you know, put your picture soon. So that, ni, arena, ni letak, ni bangunan apa ni? I don't think this is arena. Okay, arena is human being, not the building. So don't do that, all right? And this is soal lagi ni. Nur Soleha. I don't want to see cartoon, you know, bunga, that is, of course, you want to do that, you can. But for the purpose of our class, please put in your real picture. Okay, so and some people have not anything. So please, okay, put the pictures so that at least we know how other people look like exactly. Okay, all right, good. So anything before we start? So that is my announcement. I'm going to continue with our discussion. Today we're going to do the how to determine the function, the linear function, given some information. But I need to look at the slope. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the slope. So number one, we look at the slope m. Right? We look at one example, and then number two, we're going to determine the function, the linear function, given some information. So hopefully we can do this. If we finish early, I will continue with other parts. Now, as we know, the slope is equal to what? Is equal to delta y over delta x. And we already have discussed about the concept, okay? And then given 2 points is equal to y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So given 2 points. So if you're given 2 points, say, let's say we have 100 and negative 41. The point is 40 and 70, 74. Suppose we have the form, banyak sangat 4, tukar. Too many 4. Why I remember so many 4? So say this one is 50. Okay, 50. Ini pun tukar. Banyak. Jadilah. So let's say we are given these 2 points. So what you do, you let 1 point be x1, y1, the other point be x2, y2. So you let x1, y1 be the first point, and then x2, y2 be equal to 50, 78. Now, how do you assign how do you label how do you assign which one is x1, which one is x2? So this one is up to you, okay? Up to us. If you are given only the 2 points, which one is x1, y1, which one is x2, y2, is up to you. All right. So I do this because normally the first point kita panggil x1, y1. Second point kita panggil x2, y2. So to get the slope is applying the formula. So you apply the formula, substitute. So I put because I didn't have space. So you substitute. Then what do I get? Then I will continue from here. Okay, I continue from here. That would be y2 minus y1. That is 78 minus negative 41 divided by 50 minus 100. So that is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And then you have your 78, negative and negative becomes positive. So that would be 119 divided by negative 50. Okay, so that is the slope, the value of m. So of course you can divide, you will get negative 2 point something. Okay, so that's how we get the slope given the 2 point by applying the basic formula. Any question? Okay, all right. So now we are going to determine, okay, given some information, because we need this information. in order for us to do the second one. You want to determine the linear function given some information. So the first information is we are given 2 points. So if you are given 2 points, you want to find the linear function. So you are given 2 points, you want to find the linear function. So let's do that. How do we find the equation? So let's continue from here, right? So just continue from there. So number 1, you are given 2 points. Right? You're given 2 points. You want to find the linear function. You know the line is a straight line, all right? So given the 2 points, we can find the equation or the function. So how do you do that? Now let's say, all right, let's say you are given 2 points, call it x1, y1, and then x2, y2. So we are given 2 points, x1, y1, and then another point, x2, y2. Okay, firstly is that we find the slope. Okay, you find the slope m. How do you find the slope m? Just like what we did. M is equal to what? M equal to delta y over delta x, and that is equal to the ratio of the difference. Y1, y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So you do this, you get m. That's the first part. Now, after you got m, all right, after you got m, then we use, all right, we use the slope intercept form. We know that y equal to mx plus b. Okay, so now after you know m, we use this thing here to find what? To find b. How do you get b? By substitution. By substituting a point, all right, a point into y. A point meaning it's either x2, y2 or x1, y1. So it doesn't matter, all right? It can be x1, y1 or it can be x2, y2. It's your choice. You substitute into the y, okay, this one here, then you'll get b. So there are 2 steps, all right? Number 1, you get m by using the formula. And then after we get the value m, you substitute back into the equation. By using 1 point, we will get b. And therefore, you get the function. All right. So C, you will get y equal to mx plus b with the values, okay, with the value determined already. Okay, all right. So let's continue with our example. Now, let's say you are given the 2 points, and the 2 points is just what we had earlier. So we already did the first part. All right, I already did the first part. To find the slope, m is equal to y2 minus y1. And you got the slope as, berapa tadi? Negative, not negative. Yeah, negative 119 over 50. Okay. Anybody has a calculator? Can you find how much is that? 119. Berapa? 119 divided 50. Berapa? 2 point berapa? Anybody got it?
2.38.
2.38 with a negative sign, okay, because there is a negative. So you got m equal to negative 2.38. Is that right? Another person verify, okay? So you got m. So now what you do next is that after you got the m, we have what? We have the function now, y equal to negative 2.38 x plus b. So you already have m, you need to find b. So to find b, like I said earlier, we substitute substitute either x1 or x2, I mean x1, y1 or x2, y2 into the function, and then you get. Okay, so I want you to do this. If your name start from A to M, okay, you do the first point. You put in x1, y1. If your name start from N to Z, you use x2, y2. So we will get the same B. Okay, so do it now. I give you 2 minutes. So you substitute into that function, that equation, the function. Okay, all right. Buat sekarang. How come there are 37 people? I thought this class has only 19 people, 20 people.
Oh my God.
Mana datang 37 ni? Huh?
Ada join semalam.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Orang datang lambat. Dia masuk lambat.
New intake ke?
Oh, so for those people, all right, for those people who are new, first time, I don't know, there are too many of you here. I'm supposed to get only 20. If you are new, you know, first time, you go back to the WhatsApp group, you know, you scroll up. There are information, okay? Number one, I already put in the recording of the notes, all right? Secondly, I put in the list. So if your list, if your name is not in the list now, of course. So what I would like you to do, you will write down your name, okay, in the WhatsApp, so that I know who are new. So for these people, all right, you are new, I will, that's okay. I will start the list, okay? I will start the list and then you just add your name and your metric number so that I know, you know, the new students, okay? All right. So sekarang ni ada 37. Oh, that's a lot, you know, from 20 jadi 37. Ni ada 37 ke ni? Saya rasa macam tak ramai. So if you are new, that's what I want you to do, okay? And then more importantly, you get the notes from your friend. Get to know somebody, okay? Talk to him or her, get the notes, all right? Get the notes. And of course, by doing online, satu advantage, recording ada. So you can write notes from the recording as well. But if you can get it from your friends, and another thing, there is also the book, okay? The book. There is a link to the online book. So make sure you do that as soon as not as soon as possible, as soon as now, okay? As soon as now. All right. Now, did you get the value of B? Anybody, if you come on Wednesday last week, we should be able to do this. Do you get the value of B? Anybody?
Yes. Yes.
Berapa?
197. 197.
1.97 ke ataupun
197.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
for those people who use X to Y2, do you get the same value?
Yes.
Sama It should be the same. If you have a different value than this one, go home, redo. Okay, probably there is some mistake that you do on the way. So let's say, okay, let's say we substitute X1, Y1. Y. All right, X1, Y1, tadi berapa value dia? 100, negative 41. Y, so what we have now is negative 41 equal to negative 2.38 multiplied 100 plus B. So you bring the this thing here to the right. Okay, so you got 238, negative 238. You bring here, that becomes 238 minus 41 equal to B. Betul tak? 238 times 100, 238 lah kan? So you get the value 197. All right, so B is equal to 197. So our equation is, therefore, Y is equal to negative 2.38 plus 197. So that is our function. Given 2 points, you can get the function, linear function. How? We just simply do double substitution. Basically, not double substitution means first one is using the slope formula, okay, to get the slope m, and then we substitute 1 point into the function. We will get the value of b. Okay, all right. Any question? Anything? Okay, next. We can also do we can also find the function if we are given another type of information. If you are given the slope, okay, we know the slope m, then we are given a point. So you're given the slope m, you're given 1 point. So it's easier, okay, because m is already known. We just need to find b. So make use of the point to get b. So what we do here, okay, first step is that we substitute m. So let's say m equal to, say, m0. Okay, m equal to 0. So here I think I will put m equal to m0. So you have m0, and then you are given a point. So firstly, you substitute m equal to m0 into the function y. So what we get will be y now equal to m0 x plus b. So that m0 is not m0 multiplied by b. The 0 here is the subscript. Okay, m0 multiplied by x. I'm sorry. So you got the function with m0. The second part, again here we substitute the point. We call it x1, y1 into y to get b. All right. So therefore, you will get y equal to m0x plus b. Call this b0. So that's how you do that. So the step will be similar to the first case. Okay, just for this one, it's easier because m is given. And then you need only to get the b by using that given point. So for example, say m is equal to, berapa tadi m dah negatif kan? Okay. Ini kita bagi m positif. Let's say m is equal to 10.5. And then the point that we have is negative 100. 95. Let's say you get the point. So firstly is that we substitute the value m, which is 10.5, to y, and then we've got y equals what? Y equals to 10.5 x plus b. We already got the m. So to get b, we do the second step. You substitute the only point, all right? So you don't have to label x1, y1, apa-apa lah, because there is only 1 point. So you substitute the point 195 into y. So what we will get is 95 multiplied by or equal to 10.5 times negative 100 plus b. So you get B. So B berapa? Okay. You find B quickly. Those with calculator find B, and then the first person who get it, let me know.
1145.
1145. Oh, 1145. 1145. 1145. Is that right? Okay, good. So somebody else check, all right? So what we get is y equal to 10.5x plus 1145. So that is our function. All right. So you have a slope, and then you are given a point. So we can find the function. Okay, jadi satu kilo. Satu kilo. You are given a point. You are given slope. You are given another situation is that you are given you are given the intercept and 1 point. So the other case would be you are given 1 point, and then we know the intercept. So, okay, so another case. You are given intercept, okay, y-intercept b, let's say b equal to b0, and 1 point. Okay, and 1 point, call it x1, y1. So you're given 1 point, and you're given intercept. So again, here we do by substitution. So firstly, what you do here is that since we know the value of b, so substitute b equal to b0 into y. So what you get now will be y equal to mx plus b0. So to find m, okay, to find m, what do we need to do? Again, substitute. All right. So we do another substitution. Substitute x1, y1 into y equal to mx plus b0 with the value of b that is given to find y. So you will get the equation. All right. So again, double substitution. First, substitute b directly, and then make use of the point to find the slope. So example, let's say b equal to negative 12.7. And then the point given is 24, 10.5. So firstly, you substitute the b. All right. So you substitute b equal to negative 12.7 into y. So what do I get? You got y equal to mx minus 12.7. Number 2, you substitute the point which is given for 10.5 into y equal to mx minus 12.7 to get. Okay, so finish it up. Okay, you substitute the point 12, 24, 10.5, then make sure we will get the. Okay, do it now. Do it quickly.
Negative 0.0809.
Apa? Y equal to, what is the m?
0.66.
0.66. So 0.66 x minus 12.7. Is that right? Okay.
96.
96. So you should get 96. If you don't, go home, redo. Okay, so you apply, just repeat what we have been doing, just substitute. So in this course, substitution method is very popular. We will come across this method for the whole semester. Okay, not just now. We will come across this in the future as well. So that would be, oh yeah, one more. This is a very straightforward. You are given M, okay, and you are given the intercept. So this is a very straightforward. Okay, straightforward. I don't do that. You just do it. Straightforward, not straight line. Straightforward. Just substitute right away. So that is 1.3. I think we are done with 1.3. If you look at the thing that we were doing last time. Okay, let's go back to this thing here. So I'll give you the homework question. Okay, draw this. And then we got the slope. Okay. And then general form. All right, so I ask you to do these questions, finding the slope, and then given the general form, you can rewrite into the slope intercept form. So we have done that. Now what I will give you now is a question that relates to what we were doing today. So I'll give you the homework questions before I forget. So you look at 1.3 again. For question number question number 5 to question number 10. Did I give you this question? Yes.
Yes.
So, last time I asked you to find the slope only, right? Today, you deal with the question, you can continue. We can determine the linear function given 2 points. Then determine the linear functions given these 2 points. So if you have done finding the slope, that's good. You continue with the second part to get the value of b, then we get the equation. Okay. And then you can also try question 11, 12, just to practice. So that is for what we learned today. And then intercept form. Intercept 3. So question number 25 to 27, again, determine the linear function. So that is the one that I say is straightforward, because you are given the slope, you are given the y-intercept, okay, b. So 25 to 27, this part. All right. And then you have question number 29 to 34. Okay, just do a few of this. You don't have to do all, Here again, given the slope, and then you are given 1 point. Again, determine the linear function. So basically, these are the things that we learned today. And of course, if you want to have more practice, there are a few more. Okay, question number 35 to 38. Now, I give you these questions. There are quite a number of them. You don't have to do all right? You don't have to do all. You do a few, okay, until you feel comfortable. If you are not comfortable, then you do more. If you feel comfortable, then you do a few now. Later on, maybe you do a little bit more. Okay, so just practice. Okay, any question, anything? All right. So now we are going to continue. Again, we still have time. I'm going to look at applications. The application of linear functions. So now we're going to look at application. Because if you look at the course line and the discussion that we had last week, application is, an important part of the course. So we will start with one application that is example number 2. So I would like you to read the example on the depreciation. The example depreciation, example 2. But you just read the first part. Okay, you don't read the solution. Solution we will do. You read the first part. Okay, another thing. I would like you to do this. I would like you to find a friend, all right? Because like I said earlier, when we do the homework assignment, we do in group so that you have a discussion, at least another person. So for your group, I need only 2 people per group. We don't need too many people. There's 2 people per group. You can find your own, okay? It's not necessarily your friend. You can find anybody. Find a friend. Right, and then you work together. Now, if you don't have, then what we do, we will have a list, okay? List of names without group in the WhatsApp group. And then we can, what do you call it? We can help, okay? We can help each other to form group. So if you don't have, then we make a list in the WhatsApp group so that you can, we can transform. So we form group from there. So it doesn't matter that person is someone that you know. It can be someone that you don't know. But you're making new friends. You're making a group, right? So that we can work with another person. That's your skill, to work with other people. Okay, all right. So this one, I think I have not discussed about it yet. So today I am talking about it. So depreciation. What is depreciation? First, in terms of application, right? In terms of application, there are a few things that apply. Not just this example, but any application. The general approach. Okay, first, we need to know what the problem is. Okay, what is the problem about? All right, and then you have to identify the relationship. All right, you have to identify the relationship, and then you have to know what is the X, what is the Y, and then you want to see or hear what to determine. Okay? What to determine. So this general approach, when you do application. Firstly, intuitively, you have to know what is the problem about. Now, when you look at depreciation, what is depreciation? In terms of a general concept, what is depreciation? What do you know about depreciation?
Value decrease.
Depreciation means what? Value decrease. Okay. When you say that the the value of a building depreciate, that means the value of the building decrease. Okay, depreciation is about what? Value of property or asset, whatever, or value of value of asset decreases over time. Some value decreases over time, but some value of assets, they don't decrease, they increase. Some value of assets increase over time. Okay, if you look at cars, normally cars over time value go down. Now, give me an example of a property or asset that over time value dia naik, goes up.
Land.
Land. Okay, land. Sometimes your houses, your house, the real estate, building, it can go up over time. So the assets can appreciate. But here we are not talking about appreciate, we're talking about depreciate. So it's not necessarily depreciate. So that's a problem. That's the thing. The depreciation, the value of the asset decreases over time. So that is depreciation. Okay. Now, if you look at this example here, you have the property depreciate over a period of 10 years. So you know already some information. You purchase the property at some price, and then depreciate over 10 years. And the value is given by that relationship. Now, the relationship is given there is through the general form. Okay, that's the general form, because X and Y together on the left. All right. But before we go into that, you want to know what is the X and what is the Y. And since it's about the value over time, so you may have some idea. Value, okay, value, call it V, okay, is a function of what? It's a function of time. So the variables are straightforward. From here, the value of the building relate to time, all right, to time, T. And of course, if you look at the functional form, the value is the dependent variable. The time is what? Independent variable. So you know already the relationship. So if you want to use X, Y, what do? You have to assign. Okay, you have to assign in terms of what? X and Y. So when you do that, you will let Y be the value. Okay, value of the property. Okay, the value of the property unit, because when you talk about application, you need the unit. What is the unit? So unit is in dollars. So it can be dollars or RM. And then the time, T. So time is time period. Now, what is the unit that we have here? Now, time period can be what? Can be year, can be month, can be day, can be hour, can be minute, can be second. So here is what? What is the unit of the time? Is it year or is it month?
Year.
Tengok balik.
Month.
Okay. Month. Okay, the time period here is month. In the first sentence, they use over 10 years, but after that, they are more specific. They say time, month. So you have the variables, okay, X and Y. I use here Y and T. So we follow the book. We use X for the time. Okay, I use because we can, we can use the notation in application. Actually, the assignment of the letters is up to you. So that is why we use that. So I will give a note here. You can use, instead of y, you can use b. All right, the value. And then instead of x, you can use t. So we can use directly v as a value as a function of t. Okay, so the letter that you use is up to you. But of course, use some letters that make sense. Like value, okay? Value, you use v, Again, value, you're not going to k, okay? So v, and then time you use t. And then xy is the common notation for variables. So you use xy. So because we are using the common notation, y for the dependent variable, x for the independent variable. So you have the relationship, right? And we understand already the idea, and you are given that form. So what you want to do, number one, you want to write the slope intercept form, okay? Y as a function of x. In other words, the value as a function of time, okay? You can use so what do? You go to the general form, all right? If you go to the general form, we just do some adjustment. So you have here for y equal to, you bring the x to the left, to the right, I'm sorry. You get what? You got negative 4096x plus 491520. And then you bring the constant y to the right. You have 1/4 multiplied by everything. Okay, I don't put everything, you put. And that is equal to, now you multiply 1/4 to each of the terms in the bracket. So what do we get? You will get, what you get? You get what? You will get, cuba buatlah. Okay, you divide 4096 with 4. What do you get? 4096 multiply by 1/4. You will get 16 point, no, not 16. 16,000. Is that right? 16,038. Salah. Mandi pula. Ini 4096. Salah. 4096 multiplied by 1/4. 4096. Berapa dapat?
1024.
1024. Betul, 1024. Everybody got it? 1024. So negative 1024. So remember, you put in the value kat sini tau. I don't, because panjang, susah nak buat. But you put in, all right? Then you divide each of that, you get negative 1024x plus. Okay, the next number is 491524 multiplied by 1/4. So you will get 122,880. So that is our depreciation function in terms of slope intercept form. Here, you can relate, okay? We can relate better because you have the slope here. And this one is the y-intercept. Okay, so here you can relate better. You know the slope, you know the y-intercept. That's number one. Number two, you draw the graph. Okay, you draw the graph. The graph is already given in the book. You find the x-intercept, you find the y-intercept, you draw the graph. So you see the graph in that example. So I draw. Okay, if you have drawing, that's good. If you don't, then just look at the graph. You see the intercept. Okay, so draw the graph. All right. Okay, what is the next thing to do? Next thing to do is you want to interpret. And we want to interpret the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and also the slope. Okay, so we take a few minute break, Azan. We come back, we will continue. Okay, so I will see you again. Okay. All right. Assalamualaikum. Welcome back. Okay, now we're going to interpret the x-intercept, the y-intercept, and the slope. Now, when you do this interpretation, you have to, of course, we have to understand the concept, and then you have to apply it to the particular example or the particular problem. So in this case here, in this case here, we are talking about depreciation, So we are going to relate, we're going to describe it to the particular problem or application. What is X, in terms of the actual X, and then in terms of the actual Y. And then the slope is, of course, related to the X that we identify as, in other words, that's the value and time. Okay, all right. Now, when you go back to the graph, okay, it's good that you see the graph because you can see the independent variable, you can see the dependent variable. So you draw the graph, you see in figure 1.12, so you can refer to figure 1.12. If you have another addition, probably another figure lah. But 11th addition, the figure is 11.12. Oh no, figure 1.12. So you see there the y-intercept and then the x-intercept. Now let's start with the x-intercept. X-intercept, no, I'm sorry, did I say x? Let's start with the y-intercept. Now y-intercept, as you know, the value is 122,880. So that is the y-intercept. Okay, we know. If you are not sure how to get the intercept, you go to the book, in the solution, they give you how to find the intercept. Okay, kita buat graph ni. You write the function, you draw the graph. So here, I just remind you, they draw the graph by finding the x-intercept, okay, and then they find the y-intercept. So it's given there, you have the x-intercept, the y-intercept, okay? So you can refer to the book, and also the graph is given in the book. Okay, all right. So now given the y-intercept is equal to number 4, the y-intercept. What is it? You know the value is what? The value is 122,880. So you want to describe it. That's why you call it interpretation. Okay. Describe it in terms of the particular variable as per the application. So here in this example, what is y? Y is the value of the property in dollars. What is x? X is the time. Okay. So you want to describe it in terms of that thing. All right. Okay. So let's start. Concept, in terms of concept, what is the y-intercept? Simple concept. Y-intercept. You don't have to go into the value and other things. Just in terms of y and x. What do we know about y-intercept? What does it mean?
The value of x when y equal to 0.
Balik. Ni y-intercept. What you said is the x-intercept.
X is 0.
The y-intercept, the value of? Okay, tadi. Can you repeat? The first was correct. Not correct lah. That's good.
Value.
Tapi terbalik. Okay. The value of what?
Value of x is 0.
The value of x is 0. You want to find the value of y. So this is the value of y when x equal to 0. Okay. So here the value of y when x equal to 0. So that is the idea. So you see the y-intercept there, up there. Okay. Second, how do you describe it now in terms of the particular application, in terms of the actual variable name? In this case, value and time. Okay. Anybody wants to try? Okay, try. Ni ada sekarang ni, I got already 36 people, Last time we have only 19, so now 36. You have 36 brain. Okay, somebody try. Tak apa. When you try, it can be wrong, it can be right. So don't worry about being right or wrong. If you are wrong, we make it right. If you are right, that's good. Okay, but somebody try. Okay, Abu Bakar, start. Abu Bakar.
Y equals to 122,880.
Y equal to 1, Y equal to 122,880. Itu je?
880, betul.
Hah? Itu je?
Betul.
Ada lagi? Itu je?
Ah.
Habis dah? Itu je? Okay. Good. Okay, good beginning. But that is not the complete one. Anybody boleh tambah so that make the whole thing. This is only half of the part of the thing. Okay. Somebody else. Y equal to 122,880. Cepat lah.
At x equal to 0.
At x equal to 0. Okay, at x equal to 0. So y equal to 122,880 at x equal to 0. So that's true. But now, okay, you want to go a step further. You want to describe it in terms of the value and x. X is the time. So you don't want to say y and x. You want to describe it in terms of what? The actual y and the actual x as per that application. So we're going to go a step further. Somebody else try. Boleh? Cuba. Okay, we go ni. Elok lah ni. Dia pakai alphabet. Okay, Aisyah.
Yeah.
Cuba. Describe it in terms of the actual variable. Are you new or you already here last week?
I was here last week.
Apa dia? Okay, cepat.
I was here last week.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Kalau last week mesti boleh buat tu. Okay, cepat. No, you have to describe it in terms of the actual y. Now, kita tak nak y dah. Y tu kita dah tahu. X kita dah tahu. So you have to describe it now in terms of the value and time. All right. Okay, apa boleh?
Not sure that's.
All right. Okay ni, kita go up. Ain dalili. Ni Ain dalili tu kau gambar tau. Tak nak gambar ni. Ni gambar apa benda ni. Okay, cepat. Ain.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, siapa-siapa pun boleh lah. Anybody.
Okay, now we put in the equation. Since we have the point y and 0. So we put in the y equals to mx plus b.
I know. That is not what we don't want to find it. We want to describe. Okay, I want you to describe, describe the y-intercept. We already developed this one. You know, y equal to 122,880 and x equal to 0. But now you want to describe it in terms of the value and the time. All right, not in terms of x and y. Do you understand what I say? You want to describe it, okay? You want to describe. That means you want to interpret what is this y-intercept, which is equal to 122,880. Anybody? Somebody
That's
else?
a value, right?
Okay. Now go ahead. Try. That's good. Okay. What did you say? Okay, Mukmin.
122,880 is the value.
So go say in a proper sentence. That's true.
What else?
So 122.880 is the value. That's true. Okay, now
Yes, and
somebody make a sentence like that.
For X or what?
Whatever. Okay, you already give the base. Okay, 1228.
And 120 is the time.
So
120.
no, we're not talking about the 120. We're only talking about this thing here. All right.
For
We're
Y.
talking only about
Okay,
this.
okay.
Okay, go ahead. Somebody else. Dah betul dah tu. Base tu dah betul dah. So now you have to repair lagi lah. Bagi cantik sikit. Cepat. Anybody else? One, two, 880 is the value. Itu ada ulangan dengan sikit. Okay, tapi tak tepat lagi. Okay, kita repair lah. Okay, repair. Yeah, make it modify a little bit. Okay, cepat. Okay, Putri Nur Rajiha. Cepat. Alright, Muhammad Hafiz. Tuan Muhammad Hafiz. Try aja, you have to try. Right or wrong, that is another matter. Alright, Amiratul Shahira.
The value equal to 122.880.
The value.
And the time equal to 0.
Tunggu sekejap. So the value of what? The value of what?
The value of Y.
The value of Y. What is Y? Tadi kita kata Y. What is Y? The value of the property. Okay. The value of the property is dollars is $122.880. So that is more reflective, okay, in terms of the application. Now I want you to complete it, okay, to complete the statement to take into account x equal to 0. All right, what does it mean x equal to 0 in terms of time? Now the first part ni dah cantik dah. Okay, the value of the property is 122.880. Now you have to say, x equal to 0. How do you say it in terms of the time?
In 0 month.
In 0 month, okay? At 0 month. Betul tu? Okay, because month is the unit that we use for the time. So the value of the property is 122.880 at 0 month. So at 0 month means what? At time equal to 0. So the month is equal to 0. Or if you want to improve a little bit more, you have to relate to English language. Dalam, when you talk, you don't say at 0 month. But of course, that is correct. Okay, for us, it's already correct. But if you want to put in English, people don't say at 0 month. What do we say? The value at 0. Any people, anybody can say something instead of 0 month? Apa dia?
Start of the month or beginning of the month.
So the value of the property is 122.880 at the beginning of the month. At the beginning of the month. At the beginning of the month, we are talking about 1 month, but this is not 1 month. This is over 10 years. is quite a number of months. So 0 month, okay. The value of the property 122,880. Or we can say at 0 month means what? When first bought. So people can say the purchase price. But this one is not directly related to the concept. But if you understand it, then you can say this. Okay, the purchase value of the asset is equal to 122,880. So purchase means what? New, not new. The property may not be new, but it is when it is firstly bought. Okay, so firstly bought. So I think it will maintain 0 month. So you can say purchase price or the purchase value, not the price. The purchase value of the property is 122,880. Purchase value means at the beginning of the time period. Right? So instead of saying at the beginning of the month, you say at the beginning, at the first month. You can say at the beginning time period. But 0 months. Okay, right. Okay, good. Okay, now the Y-intercept. Okay, Y-intercept we know is 120. Now, what does it mean? 120 though. Okay, anybody? Cepat. Kita dah buat Y-intercept ni, X-intercept pun we have some idea already. Okay, what is the idea?
120 is the time, right?
120. Okay, tell me, what does it mean?
It's the time given for the property to depreciate.
So the time for the property to depreciate, but you haven't said the 120. So what does it mean? So the time for the property to depreciate, it's about half. But you haven't said anything about the 120. Okay, anybody
Time
else?
in months. We can say time in months because
it is how many months?
120.
In 120 months.
Because
Okay.
1 year, 12 months.
So the X-intercept is the value of X. So you remember the value of X, okay? When what? When Y equal to 0. So here, the value of the building is 0. When does it happen? 20 months. So the time for the property to not depreciate, to become 0 value. So when you say 0 value, you can say to fully depreciate. All right, fully depreciate is 120 months. Or you can say at 120 months, the value of the building is what? 0. Or the building is fully depreciated. So you can say also at 120 months, the value of the building, the property is what? Property. The value of the property is 0 or fully depreciated. Okay, fully depreciated ni dah ambil value, tak ada dah value. Kalau nak ambil free je. Okay, the value of the property is fully depreciated. It's fully depreciated. The value of the property is 0. When you say fully depreciated, you don't say the value. You just say the property. Or, you just say the property is fully depreciated. So I put here in bracket the property is fully depreciated. The value of the property is 0. Okay, so either you use this or you use that one or we use this thing, it's okay. All right, so you have to relate. Okay, you have to relate the particular concept, all right, to that example or to that application. Okay, okay, good. Any question? Is that clear? So make sure we know how to do that. Okay. Now we are talking about the slope next. So slope is m, and it's delta y over delta x. So if you recall, it's not the slope. You see here the change in m, okay? The change in y, the y changes by m. So I think I'm going to write the general form. Y change by m unit, all right? For unit, we start with increase, okay? Unit increase in x. So that is our basic concept. Now the change, as we already discussed earlier, can be increased, can be decreased. That will depend on the value of m. All right? Okay. So now I start with general. So based on that on that concept, you have m equal to delta y over delta x. That is equal to negative 1024. Okay. Now, how do you describe it in terms of the idea and also in terms of the actual y and x? Okay, I give you PK, okay? PK dulu 1 or 2 minutes. And then somebody.
Sir, again,
Okay.
question, yeah? Question.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, what is the question?
What is the question? Describe M. Okay, question is describe or interpret M as per the actual Y and X in terms of the value and the time. Okay, describe M in terms of the value Y, and then the X is time. And that value of M is negative 1024. How do you describe it?
Since the m is the slope, and we can say that when you get negative 1024 as the m, we can say that is the rate of change.
Yeah, it's the rate
because
of change.
the value decreases.
So the rate of change. So the value decrease. So you say that the y decreases. Okay, y decreases.
Yeah.
By how much?
1024.
By
By
1024.
$1024. All right. Now the slope is negative. So in other words, when x increase by 1 unit, y will decrease. By how much? By the m. So we say that the y decreases by m units for a unit increase in x. For this one, y decreases by $1024 for a 1 unit increase in x. Okay, you got it? Okay. Now we want to describe it in terms of what? Not in terms of y and x. In terms of what is x and y in this example? In terms of the value and in terms of time. Okay. So based on what we just discussed, extend it a little bit. Okay, describe it in terms of the value and the time, which is the variable in this example. All right. Okay, somebody, can you continue from where we discussed Baguni tadi?
Sir.
Yeah.
The value of the building decreased by 1024.
Okay. So the value. Okay, wait. We do half and half. the value of the building decreases by $1024. Okay, so that is the first part. All right, continue.
Unit $1204 for a month increase in X.
For a month increase in X. What is X? X the time. Kita jangan panggil X. For a month increase in time. Okay, so that's good. So we say the value, okay, I think that is already acceptable. The value of the property decreases because the slope is negative by $1024 for a unit, for a month. Okay, for a month, for a month increase in time. Okay, so when you want to describe, it in terms of the actual X and Y for that particular application. Okay, so if you are talking about depreciation, they say Y is value, then in terms of value. If you're looking at another example, let's say consumption, it's a gram of food, then Y is gram of food. Okay, so we must do it in terms of the particular unit in that particular example. Okay. All right. So kita siap depreciation. So I think that is already, quite discussion, on that concept, description of the slope, y-intercept, x-intercept. So I will continue, we will continue from there next time. We will look at a few more applications. Actually, in 1.3, I give you already the question. Yeah, I already give you the questions. So for 1.3, related to the application that we have, you try to do number 49, which is the depreciation, and then do number 51, that is on the internet, and then do number 55, that is the earning and the gender, and then do number 56, the GDP. So I think that few questions, 1.3. Okay, all right. So we're done with the application. So next time we want to look at system of linear equation. So next class we continue with 1.5. Maybe I will look at one of these questions. Okay, we look at one of these questions, and then we will discuss again how to interpret or describe the slope and the intercept in terms of that particular application. So try to do this question. Okay. Anything? Any question? Any comment? All right. Good. Okay. We'll see you again on Wednesday. Have a nice time studying. For those people who just came in, make sure you check everything. All right. You check the course online, which is already there. You check the classes, you check the book. I mean, check everything lah. For the 1 week that you missed last week. Okay. All right. So I'll see you again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, sir.
Waalaikumsalam.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir,
Yes.
have you uploaded the course outline?